Good afternoon, Dixieland followers. This is Nathan Braden, owner-operator, Dixieland Pinball, located outside of Clinton, Tennessee. It's September 23rd, around 4:15 in the afternoon. Everyone, back in the spring, I came out with a video talking about the position of the shop, and several people want to know what I was doing and how I was feeling, and pretty low point in my life at that time, and I openly come out and discussed pretty much my life and pretty much what pinball was and is for me, and where the shop was at, and started getting a lot of calls and texts and things from people all over the world and country. Literally, I'm serious, and people that had followed the page and me from its infancy. And a lot of things was said, a lot of emotions was let out on the airways that, sorry, quite frankly, I shouldn't have done. One of the biggest things about being a man is learning to apologize, say I'm sorry, know when you're wrong, and things of that nature. So with that being said, the videos were subsequently taken down off YouTube, and I went into a pretty much a dormant time of about 3 months or so of just inner inspection of myself, and trying to calculate the loss and just where I was at, and what I want to do with the business of my life moving forward. And I don't want to regurgitate, but it's absolutely amazing the amount of people that I see out and about, and who's reached out and contacted me and expressed both concern and love and both and in between and prayer and things of that nature, and I really appreciate that. So I don't want to make this all about me personally and my battles. I will briefly say that I have started back onto Facebook, and I will not be doing any more videos after this. This is just about the state of the shop, as I promised everybody I would do. And I'm going to go back on social media a little bit. It's part of a very therapeutic time in my life where I've been writing a lot and reading a lot, and meditation and some other things that I'm doing that, to be quite honest with you, most people would probably laugh at. That's okay. That's all part of accepting that you're broken, accepting that you have issues, and your willingness to resolve them. So I choose to face my demons, not ignore them. I thought over the last couple months about where I'm going as a business, and what I really wanted to do with myself. And 15 years ago, this thing was born out of this idea that my 80s era that I grew up in was all about the area of video and pinball, and I just had a love for pinball that just kind of grew and grew and grew. And out of my garage at home, went to another barn shop below my house and outgrew it, and then ended up in this monstrosity I'm at today, and then what has morphed into Dixieland Pinball. Met a lot of great people on the way. I've had a lot of great memories. The decision to close the shop was not really that difficult, actually. The circumstances as to why are. We as a person try to maintain some sense of control about our world. And when God, fate, the stars, whatever you and your personal belief feels, misaligns you with your goals and dreams, it's a very difficult pill to swallow. And that's what's happened here. I always knew the day would come and I would close, and the idea was to box her all up and sell it all and move away to the beach and live on the coast in Merle's Inlet in a house and have this dream utopian life of running down the beach hand in hand with my loved one, and watching the waves come in at night. And that dream has not died. I will be, more than likely, within hopefully the next year or two, make more major announcements that may shock some people. There's a lot of uncertainty in my life right now. Quite frankly, not really anybody's business. But it is what it is, and I'm a guy that everybody that knows me, who's done business with me, knows that I carry my heart on my sleeve. So without going into all that, there will be a marketplace ad coming out. The other one I did, and all I got was just endless garbage of people asking stupid stuff. I am shutting the business. And that's just how it's going to be. To run something of this enormous size took at least another set of hands, probably another 2 sets of hands. So I don't have that anymore. The little things that were being done and help sweeping moral support, when you take that away from a one-man operation, it just kind of just puts the nail in the coffin. That's not why. That's just an all part of weighing in on my decision. I wanted to bridge a gap of a couple of years in my life to make it to Social Security in 62, draw early and go. Well, I've since learned that I don't need to wait. I'm going to be okay anyway with some good things that I've invested in. It's paid profits, and I'm blessed. So I don't need the business shop to bridge that gap. I'm more than financially able to make the moves I need to make now in closing down the shop. I've contacted 4 or 5 people already that I'm not going to be able to match the work that is here for them to come and get their games, and everybody's been extremely 100% supportive in this decision. They hated to see me go. They know what they're going to do. I've got a lot of customers in 15 years out in the field that I service their games regularly on a year basis. I don't know what Randy over Randy's Pinball Repair is going to be doing. We talked. He knows my decision is coming. I don't know if he's even going to be an option. I don't know what he's doing either. I need to call him, and I will. I say all this to you because you all mean a lot to me. And although my voice has been silenced for various reasons, you can't silence my heart. And you can't silence the mission God set forward in my life to make the decision to shut this thing down. Sometimes you have to have a Job-like moment where every aspect of your life is just broken away from you, taken from you, your choice or not, and then you feel absolutely rock bottom. That's where you find yourself, truly. Not in frivolous pursuits of shallow, whatever you want to call it. It's futile. This, I built through hard work and dedication. I'm going to put the ad out. Please don't say, do you have this or that? I'm 45 minutes away and I want to drive there if you don't have it. When I sit here every day and come into this building and look at stuff that I drove 1,700 miles one way for, people, if I can drive 1,700 miles one way to buy a machine, you can come 100 miles to buy a game or a part. If you want it, come down here and get it. I don't want to set a time frame on the closing. Because quite frankly, I'm having a very difficult time to just want to get out of bed some days. I come over here with great intentions to fire this thing back up and pursue a couple more years and etc. But, quite frankly, I just don't have the belly for it anymore. Those who touched on previously know why. I got some stuff I need to do. I've got some legal matters to take care of. I've got some old friends to see. Got some graves to visit. And I got to take the necessary time it takes to continue on the journey of the walk to get my life back where I need to be. If through power, meditation, grace, the Holy Spirit, and therapy, I have learned, or I get some epiphany that maybe I need to hold off on this closing, that there may be still something related to this in the pipe for me that will pay benefits down the road. I don't know. But when you, just like business in life, when you just try to keep holding on in a daily survival mode, you get tired. And I've learned so much lately, and I've seen so much lately, and quite frankly, I've been shocked by the things I've learned that was in my dynamic around me that I never even saw. It's not only hurtful or staggering, it's disgusting. And it's a blow to me, not as a business owner, not as a Freemason, but as a man. People need to understand that I'm only human. And there's not a single person who can come up to me and say, hey, you done a shitty job on my machine. I've had one person in 15 years, one, who ever publicly or openly tried to discredit me in my craft of pinball. It's a difficult decision because, quite frankly, this is where I came a lot. And tried to deal with things and just fell apart. But I went away, not for anybody, not for the pinball world, not for anything but myself. And as I made in one of my posts on Facebook, I found a person that I didn't even recognize. I am going to make it through this shutdown. I've got a couple of people who's willing to come here and help box stuff up, see the stuff gets out of here. It's so vast and so massive. And if I pass, quite frankly, I really don't want my son and family or anyone to deal with it. Whoever gets it. Those are tough decisions to make for a 59-year-old man. This close to what I thought was the end of the line. Everything I had worked for, there is no we, was this close to coming to fruition. I don't want this to be a pity video because it's not. I don't need your pity anymore. I just want your prayers as I figure out where God's leading me next. Maybe it's missions and feeding the homeless and all the things that the Templar Brotherhood motorcycle group MC that I have joined and I'm proud of. And that's what we're going to do. We can sit and talk about service to people all we want until we put it into practice here in these words. I don't know how many times I'll need to come back on here and tell how much every single living customer, person that I met through this dang little old hick country boy dream of a pinball shop met and was blessed by. The biggest fear I face is the unknown. And I'm not afraid to admit that. I've got to become a ball of clay to allow God to mold me for the next step of my life, because quite frankly, I have no idea where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do. So I come to you today with a video initially about pinball, but it's kind of gone like it always does with me about this life. I ask for a ton of prayer. I ask for a ton of emotional, mental support. I ask for personal and physical visits to come by here. If you see the shop door open, stop by and see me. I could really use it. I've learned a lot about myself in the pinball world for 15 years. I've learned a lot about life. Like my daddy always said, if you do the right thing long enough, good things happen. If you love something, love it hard and love it with all your might. Daddy also said, Nathan, if you want something bad enough, go fight for it. Give it your all. Leave it all out on the field. Go at it. Grind. Keep grinding. That's what he always said. Dad, I ground for you. I grounded for myself and the family and the business. And I lived up to the character of not only your son, but of a man and of a mason. Not knowing where you're going to go now that everything has changed is scary. Will I love again? Will I meet someone again? Will I get married again? Will the dream of the house down there come about? Will the business get closed? What's going to happen to you, Nathan, personally, is all things I ask myself every day now, because there's so much uncertainty. But the one thing I can count on today, is why I cut this video, is the certainty I can count on with you all. The name is endless of people, but Dan Cryer, I want to tell you something, man. 2 hours and a half of me last night on the phone, brother, it was gold. To hear me cuss, cry, scream, beg, question, wonder about the business and all those business ideas and angles for me to catapult this to even more of a success than it already has been, is much appreciated. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that, if I want to do that, or I just want to say, you know what, I'm done. But I'll end it with this. I don't regret a single day since I met Adam Lamb out in Middle Tennessee and picked up 3 old bingos. And we still talk, and he's a Masonic brother, and he's a friend. And man, he's called me in the past just done with life, and I've done the same. Just done with life, just done with business, just done in general. And there's a lot of days I didn't want to get up. But I did. I'm clawing back, folks. Maybe this isn't what I need to do in the long run, but I've just held on so long on so many fronts that realizations of what I wanted, what I thought was going to happen, what was promised and dreamed, and all those other angles, a lot of those things are not going to ever come back. And that's just the way it is. It's not about any one person specifically in my life. It's just about everything as a whole. I faced a lot of adversity and a lot of rough days, and I've got a lot of rough days coming ahead, because there's still some things out here that I still can't come to grips with, and I've got to understand why it happened and try to process not only why I'm hurt, but I got to figure out why I'm pretty pissed off. So anyway, pinball. The ad's going up. I'll probably make a video or two. I'm compiling a list of inventory. I can't do parts. It's endless. Look, East Tennessee, search that East Tennessee, Clinton, Knoxville, Tennessee area on Marketplace search for all of you that are following me that are out of state. And see the ad. I'm not going to answer, hey, do you have this machine? The number's up, call. The Dixie Pinball pages on Facebook have been collapsed. The Meta Business AI has been collapsed. No messages through there anymore. No contact at all. The domain Dixieland Pinball name, I hate to give that up. I paid a lot of money to keep that symbol and that logo and that name in the archive. GoDaddy's pushing that site. I'm going to probably shut that down the end of this month, if not the end of October, so there'll be no means to get through or connect with me in any way there. I'll be in the days ahead changing the website to reflect on the shutdown in the business and the approximate date that I will no longer take any phone calls. After the business is shut off, I'm going to bring a big dumpster in here. I've already hauled 2 or 3 massive loads of stuff to the dump. Yes, I did. I've asked and begged people to come and get bingos. If I can't give them away, I'm going to throw them away. A lot of stuff's been tossed. I've sold Jeeps. I've sold all kinds of stuff. Trying to sell my other motorcycle. I got all kinds of stuff. Flashers, hopefully going out of here. I got 2 or 3 people been beating each other back and forth. Who wants to get those? Anyway, I'll probably make a progress video, but probably within a month, and go from there. And it'll be a goodbye video. It won't be no big dissertation. It's just going to be pretty much I'll throw some names out of some people that really meant a lot to me. So, only thing I ask moving forward is keep me in your prayers. My health's good. Actually, my health is excellent. I'm shredding weight like crazy. I don't recommend anyone how I did it, but that's okay. Life's good as it can be for now. And I guess I figure when you go to the bottom of the well, you can only go any place you goes up. The pain of this shutdown is huge, but the pain of loss I've endured in my personal life through death and all different other things doesn't even begin to compare. This shop was just a shop. My life has been transformed. And it was the one thing in my business strategy 15 years ago that I never counted on. And that was the hard-working ethic of Nathan Braden not wanting to do this anymore or not having the belly to. And I'll end with this. I promised myself many years ago when I started this that if it ever became a job and it wasn't fun anymore, that it was time to shut her down and go. I have callings. I have dreams. And I have goals. And while I have modified those dreams and goals and changed the ones who would have benefited from it, they were my dreams before a lot of other things came into play. I'm going to pursue those dreams. Those that truly want my happiness, I appreciate you all, and I appreciate your prayers. I love you guys. Look for the marketplace ad. Anything I can do for you all from a pinball level. But also if you just need a hug or a prayer, I'm here for you too, because I'm commanded to love thy neighbor as thyself, and I'm also commanded to forgive my enemies. So to those out there who've wronged me, those out there who have cast aspersions upon my name, said and called me all the things that you said and did, I forgive you. You did that, and that's something you're going to have to answer to. Thank you. I love you. God bless, and I will talk to you soon.